Well, hello.
Hi.
Hey. So today, topic 5, the generational trauma I didn't know I was inheriting. Yeah. So one of our listeners had sent in, my father was passing on his generational trauma. Any conversation with honesty and without paranoia and hypervigilance was welcome. What do you think the listener was looking for when they were young?
Any conversation with a parent that could be normal?
Yeah. What are you imagining?
Calm,
Yeah.
present, without the hypervigilance, which is just always on the lookout for something that's going to be said that's you're just waiting to pounce is how I would take that.
Mm-hmm.
Defensive.
Yeah.
Where's the trigger? Where's it coming from today?
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to have a conversation, or feel connected or learn from a parent when they're in that space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just thinking about the impact of, people's trauma, unworked on trauma over time and the impact that it has on our entire family system.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure, wanting to have had more of an opportunity to grow up in, a space that at least some of the time felt emotionally safe and grounded and seen and cared for. Yeah. Why would we not want that?
Yeah.
Right?
Sounds good.
Yeah, it does. Why might someone have avoided doing their work around their trauma? What comes to mind for you?
That they wouldn't even know.
Sure. Wouldn't even know.
They're in survival mode, fight, flight, freeze all the time. And that's how it's been for generations in the family. It's how they were taught.
Yeah.
It's how whatever the predilection for that from a genetic perspective is passed down.
Yeah.
And, but if they were aware of modalities or therapy or whatever, because there's a lot of different tools that are available that aren't just straight out talk therapy. But they're scary, and they can get, I think we can label them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
As woo-woo.
Oh,
especially when the terms
modalities.
come out woo-woo. Well, meditation even for some people, they can, because it's not familiar, it can be seen as or labeled as something that's dangerous or Eastern or whatever. I mean, I remember when I was a kid and I heard that Tina Turner was a Buddhist. And I was like, that's just weird. Growing up in Southwest Missouri in the 80s.
How would she do that?
Yeah, no, but also judgmental, just like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I think there's a lot of things, time frame, depending on how old this viewer was, for example, could define a lot of it.
Yeah.
If I go back to the 80s, then my dad was, a kid in the 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
Talk about a different world.
Yeah. I think too, I remember years ago, there was a parent that I was working with on trauma, and they had decided that they did want to go towards their trauma. And then in the middle of the trauma work, they were like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's happening for you? And their fear, it was legit. It wasn't made up. It was literally, if I go here, I will die. I will combust. I will, I don't even know that I can deal with the reality of what happened.
Yeah.
And so I just need to keep pushing it down, right? And I, our trauma work has to be our choice. We can't force trauma work. And so that can be, just the fear being so great that they will not be able to function. Yeah. I think about that too.
Yeah. And when there's fear that way, babe, I think we label it to minimize it. Mm-hmm. I used to say before I ever went to therapy, when my daughter needed some, et cetera, I'm just like, that would make you weak.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and then when you start doing trauma work, literally there are times when you want to crawl out of your skin. You do. Yeah. It's just you want to run. Mm-hmm. I don't want to do this anymore. It's too hard.
Yeah.
And so it takes courage.
It does.
Help, good help.
Mm-hmm. And good help. Yeah. Yeah.
He's a really good therapist because without it, it's hard to have the courage to keep coming back. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think the listener was looking for as a child? What imagining? To me, for their nervous system to have developed in a more balanced way, right? That would have been something I'm sure they were looking for. I'm sure it wouldn't be a topic they wish had happened were they all okay as an adult, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honesty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That creates, even honesty, even if there's chaos, but there can be honesty around it. Mm-hmm. Then that, I think, is a safer environment than a complete lack of awareness or dishonesty and denial.
Incongruence, what you're experiencing and the words that are coming out are not the same, and you can experience that and feel that in your body. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And an opportunity, for them to have, for their path as an adult to not be quite so long had their parents chosen to step in, because we carry, our parents' trauma. We can't help it. It's a matter of survival as a child. Yeah. If I can take some of their pain away, if I can carry some of this for them, then maybe they'll be okay. Yeah. Maybe they'll be more present. And the reality is it doesn't work like we want it to.
Yeah. And I want to touch on, before we're finished, just the generational aspect of it. Could you give us a little bit more about that?
What do you mean when you ask
Well, just that's how it was raised by our viewer. And it's not just learned from parents.
Oh, right. You're talking about going back and back.
Well,
and back.
When you talk about generational, we're not the only ones who acted this way, right?
Sure.
Because it's learned and it's genetic.
Sure.
To some degree.
Yeah. I think there's been like an evolution, over time as we gain greater understanding of ourselves and humans and behavior. But there was and still is, for a certain percentage of the population, the belief that if we, go towards that, as you said earlier, that it makes us weak, that it makes us a victim. And so I think that's changed some, but, also the way we're living today is so different, I think about how my mom was raised, out on a farm, outhouse, had to step over snakes to go to the bathroom, plucking chickens, killing chickens, that's not the childhood I had. It's not the childhood that my kids have had. But my parents' level of survival without access to resources initially, right? And then resources becoming available, but then it's kind of like you were saying earlier, this kind of woo-woo thing, we don't do that, only whatever group of people, right? You want to put them in, that. They do that, right? And so to me, I don't remember the research study, but that, a trauma in the body lasts like 7 generations, that cellular memory that we have. And I don't know, if I think about all the work that I've done over the last 30 years, whether it's, therapy or retreats or self-awareness, just continuing to work on myself, I believe that I've changed my genetic expression. I know that because some things that I used to have wrong with my body that were considered chronic and worsening are gone.
Right.
And so It is a real thing. And so to me, no matter how old you are, choosing to work on your trauma as a parent helps your children.
Sure, we can say, I know for a fact that it sets an example for my daughter now.
Yeah.
And it also has enhanced our relationship drastically.
Yeah, absolutely.
We wouldn't have one, I don't think.
Well, not what you have now.
Yeah, it's pretty lovely now.
Yeah, well, it's by choice.
Yeah.
As opposed to, a responsibility or obligation.
Yeah.
She sees you, values the work that you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like the idea of the generational piece and us doing, being brave enough and having enough confidence and courage and help or ability to ask for help to break those cycles. I think it does honor to the people that struggled, that did their, what they could,
right,
with what they had. And we've got an opportunity to really change the course of that generationally, which is a cool concept.
It is. It is absolutely. I think about how do parents talk to their children about it now. Giving our kids permission to give us feedback. Finding a good therapist, and if they're not a good fit, keep looking. And a good therapist doesn't mean that they don't challenge you, right? It means that they're present and curious and, really trying to understand who you are and how you walk in the world, not, trying to fit some particular mold of what a good human looks like.
Right, or judging you.
Judging you.
That's definitely not helpful.
No,
I've been there.
I mean, it's
not helpful.
As honesty can create uncomfortableness, but it does create safety.
Yeah.
Even if we're uncomfortable, even if we're afraid.
Yeah.
Things that you can do together, co-regulate. Sometimes I'll say to people, sit on the sofa and hold hands, but do not talk. Do not talk. Do not talk. Do not talk. Just breathe. Just stay connected. Just breathe. Yeah. Going on walks together. Doing activities in nature together. I just don't know that there's any greater gift that we can give our children than to work on our stuff that we're carrying.
Yeah.
So anyway, well, hopefully that was helpful. Do you feel like we covered everything?
As well as you and I could in
12
to 15 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. So next topic is going to be healthy relationships. And so we will see you in a few.